Hello?
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
All right. Well, just getting the stream set up here, just waiting for the audience to build. But how's it going today?
it's good. How are you?
Hanging in there. It's just another Monday.
Well, I thought I wasn't gonna be busy, but I got busy again. It's just crazy.
Oh no, that sounds about right for a Monday. I mean, for me, I was stuck at home from last Tuesday to Saturday because of that snowstorm. I just got back to Lynchburg around Saturday afternoon, so my week has been all thrown out of whack.
Yeah, mine too. And I work for the government, so I didn't have to work either.
Oh
So
wow.
I work for the state of North Carolina, so so a snow day with the school is like a snow day with work. So it was like I was stuck in the house with the kids, and it was just I was getting like cabin fever.
Yeah, I agree. I'm an introvert, but my room at home is a lot smaller than my room back at the apartment, so I felt very confined. But I'm used to it, but at the same time, it's just like, come on now, I just need more open space. But overall,
Right.
for this particular stream, this is just a free range discussion. We can talk about anything and everything regarding this season of the haves and the have-nots. So if you want to get the ball rolling, let's go.
All right. I really just at first I thought, and I actually heard part of your last video with Chandler. I couldn't really hear her very well. It was kind of hard, but you guys touched on the video that you made yesterday. I think it was, or maybe the day before yesterday, when you were talking about David and Catherine being kind. So I guess for me, I just find it interesting how their roles. And you made a point in your video. I don't think it was a live stream. I think it was more just your individual videos that you do. But you made a point that it's funny how we've all said from the beginning that the two couples, David and Catherine, were alike, and Jim and Veronica were alike, and it's continuing to show more and more. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I pretty much would. And if I'm not mistaken, I think me and Chandler kind of touched upon this in the live stream we just wrapped up about 3 minutes ago. Oh, just real quick. Hey, Dominique. Hey, Lady T. Hey, Maddie. Hey, D. Davis. Everybody tuning in. I'm on the line with Candace, not Candace Young, but we're talking about all things have not related for this particular season. So if you have any thoughts regarding the topic, please leave them in the chat below. But getting back to your question, I'm really having a hard time getting a feel for the characters this season. Like, despite all the videos I do, I think it comes to the point, and I think I mentioned this before. Episode one was way too slow, and then last Tuesday, in my opinion, the episode was a bit too fast. So I feel like,
It kind of jumped all over the place.
yeah, I was about to say, like, in the first episode, I felt like we only got what, 3 or 4 locations. The wreck for like 47 seconds, the jail where Justin and Jeffrey were, Hannah and Catherine, Benny and Mitch at quote unquote Hannah's house that she won't accept, and then of course the hotel. And then it just seemed like there wasn't enough time to move on to other things. But then last Tuesday, I felt like we got 50 different scenes in one episode. So yeah,
Right.
it's hard to answer your question just yet because I feel like I haven't had enough time with the characters to fully flesh out what they're doing. Because I mentioned it before, I feel like Catherine is just enjoying this a little too much in terms of quote unquote stringing Jim along, but not really caring about the whole Jennifer Sallison's body's in police custody and it says crier victim on it. What are we going to do about it?
Right, right. Her timing is off. They need to work together, but they need to get out of this predicament first, and then she should torture him after that.
Exactly. Yeah. Me and Chandler said the same thing. I was talking with him. It's just like, I understand. I mean, part of the fan base, I can understand where it's like, Catherine, come on now. This isn't the time for this. But at the other side, it's like, look at everything Jim has done to Catherine up until this point in their marriage. So you can definitely see why Catherine wouldn't mind having fun with Jim. But to be honest, she doesn't give a crap about it. Because when you think about it, she's just like, look, sign the papers now. I'll give you $250,000 and you just walk away and we'll be done with each other. She doesn't care about this.
Right.
It's just like, oh,
He's like, Jim is so inconsistent. Well, the consistent part is that he does her really dirty, and he's always cheating on her, and he talks to her. He's just a low down, scummy. But he's so inconsistent. Like,
yeah.
the season where it's like you never know what's going to come out of his mouth, what he's going to do. He's like a different character all the time, except for the dirtbag piece to it. The dirtbag piece is always there. He's a womanizer. He's a sex addict. And nobody ever touches on that. But that needs to be addressed too, because he's obviously going to be somehow conned to be in the bed with a hooker, and I don't know which episode coming up, but it's like he jumps around, and you never know who he's going to be. It's like, yeah, he's a jerk, but he was okay with getting a divorce and taking a settlement, and then he mentions them and traveling together. He's such a flip flopper.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
You never know where he stands, really. Thinking that he might love her, or he might really want to be married to her and stay with her, but then he wants his cake and eat it too, and then you start thinking, put down jerk, and needs to be, he needs to go away. So he's such a confusing character.
Yeah, and I see somebody, Dominique, did Broderick say he was going to get rid of Jim? What did he mean by that? I hope Broderick doesn't hurt Catherine, because his new Catherine ain't playing games. And then I think Lady T extended on that comment by saying that situation with Brandon scamming her, I believe she meant Broderick scamming her, will bring him and Jim back. Bring him and Catherine back together. I do think, and this is a common trope on a lot of sitcoms and whatnot, where an ex, or let's say, one person in a relationship got scorned by another person. It's like they're not being treated right. They're abusive. They cheat on them. And then they move on to somebody else. And then their ex sees this somebody else in terms of, this person is trying to cheat you. They're trying to take advantage of you. But they won't listen to their ex due to the fact of how they were just being treated. It's more like, oh, you're just jealous that I'm with him now, and you're trying to accuse him of this and that, and then it's not until too late that they realize they're being conned. So I do think Broderick might actually pull one over on Catherine. I can see it going one of two ways. Jim finds out what's going on and tries to help Catherine. Basically, he tries to do right by Catherine, but in reality, it's more like, look, I'm not letting you get with anybody else but me, even though I screw around with all these women. Or B, Catherine figures it out and kills Broderick. I can see that happening too, because this new Catherine Cryer doesn't play.
Right. I think, and we've seen a jealous side a few times with him. So, he got jealous at the counter when she walked up on them talking, and Broderick and her were flirting and basically having conversation right in front of Jim. It seemed like it was a little. It seemed like they had already hooked up in the past, maybe like once.
Yep.
And it'd been a while, and all the stuff that they've gone through, and the whole series is over just a matter of a few months. That if he does figure it out, he will get jealous. He's already jealous of Broderick.
Oh, definitely.
Anybody, he got jealous when he found out that she had cheated on him before.
Yeah, I believe she said what with her fitness instructor or a tennis player or something like that. I forgot. But also,
she said 3 or 4. She never elaborated.
Yeah, and remember the young masseuse that she called over. He didn't know what to do. It was like, you want me to be a sugar mama? And Jim was like, get out of here. He ran out of there scared.
Right, I think she just did that just to mess with Jim.
Oh, I agree.
He succeeded. He looked jealous then.
Definitely, and it's just the
character.
Yeah, let's see here, man. I feel like when it comes down to it, Jim, and this might sound twisted, but I still think Jim cares about Catherine, but at the same time, it's really, really hard for him to, number one, admit it verbally and mean it. Not sarcastically, not as an asshole, but actually mean it. Because usually with Jim, there's always an ulterior motive, like the whole sleeping with Catherine in the finale of the last season. And that was really about, getting everybody in line for the Jennifer Sallison. It's like, look, I just took a bullet for the team. I just took one for the team, and I had sex
Yeah,
with Catherine.
that really. When he was talking to David, I got so mad at him. I mean, I know it's just a show, but I was pissed off because it was like, dude, how could you talk about your wife to your best friend like that? It was disgusting. Like, you took one for the team. Really, she took one for the team.
Yeah, and also he told David, is like, look, have sex with Veronica, and it's like, I'm not having sex with her. No, throw her ass on the stairs and make love to her, David. and and everybody's still going on about the whole, Jim possibly having like a recorder in his shoe or something like that after they had sex, because the shoe was like right on top of the head of the bed, and after Catherine left, that was the first thing he grabbed and kind of looked at his shoe in a weird way. And I'm just like, I thought that too. I'm just like, did he have a device in there or something, or was that just like just?
I think it was a poor display of rough sex, and it was just a bad display by their I guess their props people, because it was a little cheesy. But I think, yeah, I don't think he would set her up, because in the end he does have that jealous side, like we said, but he also has a protectiveness side too, where he's always protected her and their kids.
I feel like that was definitely a key point during season 2, when it was after the hit and run, and it was during Amanda's struggle with her mental state. But at the same time, Jim Cryer's Jim Cryer, and he's going to do what he wants to do, because if he listened to Catherine, then Veronica would be, then Amanda would still be alive, or at least in the institution. And I feel like I haven't done a video on this yet. Yeah, I think it's on my list. About how Melissa is actually like the new Amanda, a young female who's pregnant. Hey, they said it was like a he say, she say as to whether or not Amanda was pregnant after the whole Professor Canning raping. But also you have a young lady who has mental issues, is suicidal, and is most likely going into an institution. So I feel like Melissa is definitely in that category.
It was. I don't agree with them killing Amanda off, or if the character off. If what was her name? Jacqueline Beetham, I think. If she wanted to leave the show, they could have just replaced her with someone else. I think it was wrong to kill the character off.
Yeah, I think I did an in-depth video on this before, because I think in an article somewhere, Jacqueline said that one reason she left the show was because her character wasn't being fleshed out. It was literally just a lunatic. And, it was like, I wouldn't say public backlash, but it's like, whenever she was in public, people would say, remember to take your pills, Amanda, or this or that. And people on Twitter were not really nice about Amanda. Like, I remember the finale of season 2 when the shooting happened, and it was crazy how many tweets she was getting about being a screwball, a nut job, and this and that. And even Jacqueline had to go on Twitter to confirm, hey, I'm not really dead, because that was cool in the fact that people thought that much of her character. But also, I think she said somewhere that playing Amanda was hurting her in terms of auditioning for other roles, because people would only see her as this lunatic as opposed to an actress. And that was one of my biggest complaints, because Amanda's character had so much untapped potential that we never saw. Justin is psycho like Amanda. Yeah, I agree with that. Hello? Okay, guys, 1 second. Let me reconnect the mic. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, I have no idea what happened just there. It's like the live stream refreshed or something. All right. And oh wow, because a lot of people are commenting on the Amanda thing. Do you think that Justin is psycho like Amanda? I just feel like. Oh, hello. Can you hear me? Crap. Oh, hey guys, if you can hear me, just let me know in the chat section below. Hey, Candace. Hello? Hello? Okay, okay, y'all can hear me. Candace? Let me try to call back 1 second. Yeah, and I agree. I don't think that Justin is a psycho. He's just a pervert, controlling somebody. Definitely not want to be in a relationship with. I mean, I feel like that goes for anybody. Nobody deserves to be in a relationship where you're just being. 1 second. Hello? Hello? Hey, Candace? All right. Well, I'm waiting for Candace to give me a call back, but let me just read through the comments here. Is Catherine and Veronica come to David's house same time? I think they're coming at different times. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me now? Hello?
Hey, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
What happened?
I have no idea what's going on with this thing. It's weird. Like, it just said that you left the call, then it said I left the call, but basically, to pick up where we left off, yeah, I was just saying how Jacqueline was getting a lot of negative feedback on Twitter about the Amanda character. Now, I mean, I can understand if I was somebody in that profession, where if you're playing a role that's not really going anywhere and helping you grow as an actress or a character, I can definitely see how people you audition for would only see you in a certain way. It's like, oh, well, you want to play the lead in this play, but you're really only showing yourself as a supporting character on a big drama. I feel like, as you said before, she didn't need to be killed off. She could have been sent to that institution and then brought back later on in the series.
Yeah, like brought back as a different type of person. But you know, if you're an actress, you have to kind of have a thick skin, and you know that you're going to get harassed by fans. It's like Veronica's character. So, you know, she's been harassed in public because of her homophobia.
Yeah, I think somebody slapped her one time. It's like, treat your son better. I actually read an article on that. Yeah, because, I mean, after Amanda died, I felt like Veronica took the role as the crazy woman, and she was written right. Like, she was written in a way like her character blew up to be the star of the show. Like, the story itself started and revolves around Candace and Jim's first encounter, but at the core, it's really Veronica that makes the show.
Right, and the first season, she was just a secondary character. Kind of like Catherine and Veronica, they kind of both just started shining at the same time.
Oh yeah. Well, I feel like yeah, I feel like Veronica started to shine more because in season 2, Catherine felt more like a background character because she was really in pain over the whole Wyatt killed somebody situation and wanted to try to hide the hit and run. Her character really didn't start to get fleshed out until her and Hannah butted heads over the whole, your son hit my son, you tried to cover it up, and now you want to save Benny, and by doing so, you're trying to pay me off silently. So in a way, I felt like Catherine really didn't have a voice until the second half of season 2, while Veronica started off that season being homophobic, treating her son like dirt, and then introducing Melissa. So I felt like slowly we were getting more of the new Veronica. But then season 3, I feel like Catherine broke loose when she beat the crap out of Celine. When she pulled her by the hair and started slapping her around, I felt like that's when the new Catherine was born.
Oh, that was awesome. That was amazing, and so Celine so deserved that. But yeah, the thing about Veronica is it makes her an interesting, like a likable villain because she's interesting to watch. She's entertaining, which is why we watch in the first place. Whereas him and Candace that are just old, played out. Neither of their characters have developed or changed. It's just really boring with them, and I really don't think they're the show anymore. Veronica is an entertaining villain. To me, my favorites, are Veronica, Hannah. Well, Hannah was one of my favorites, but this season she's kind of getting on my nerves.
Ah, God, don't get me started.
Candace, right? Not because of Candace. I actually agree with her. I agree with her parenting the way she does with Candace, but this whole thing with I thought Catherine had got through to her about taking the handouts. Let someone do something for you because you deserve it. And she's still the first episode. She won't go back and work for Catherine, knowing she doesn't have a pot to pee in because of what their families have been through. Okay, well, you know what? You guys are best friends. You've been through way, way more than just what one son did to the other. Let it go. It's over with. I feel like Tate is dead because of what he's been through because he's an idiot and just he doesn't try to help himself.
Yeah. Remember.
You can't keep torturing Catherine because of something that Jim really did.
Exactly. Hey, and remember back a couple of seasons ago where Candace was trying to get Benny and Michael to sue the Criers for the whole hit and run of Benny and Little Lizzie?
That pissed me off.
Yeah. And Hannah was like, no. You got that tow company, you got that house because your sister extorted that money from Jim, and then Catherine Crier paid for your hospital bills. That was your settlement. So my question is, if Hannah put her foot down for Benny and Candace to leave the Criers alone, then why is she constantly bringing that up to Catherine in terms of, no, you've already done enough for me, I don't want anything else? And I'm just like, that had nothing to do. I mean, she did that because she wanted to save Hannah's son, but at the same time, that wasn't Hannah's blessing. That was Catherine doing the right thing by Benny. So how come Hannah won't accept this blessing and then call it quits? It's just I agree. It's just gotten to the point where it's like, I understand you don't want to take this, Hannah, but you have no other choice. You have no money. You have no job. What are you going to do? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Hello? Candace?
Hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Jeremy, can you hear me?
No. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, what in the world?
I don't know why, but it just went mute. Like I didn't get any kind of error message. It literally just went mute and shut down. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it did the same thing for me. I could see you, but I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, likewise. And I can hear you saying, can you hear me? But you couldn't hear me. But yeah, overall, Hannah just needs to accept this help because when I forgot the name of the handyman. She's like, do you got a house at a third of what this cost? And, oh, that's in my old neighborhood. How are you going to afford that?
Right. and she made him think like she was just staying there. I think Catherine actually gave her the house. It just the whole prideful thing is just annoying. You know, it's like you have this woman that's truly your best friend, and she wants to help you. She's got $250 million. Let her help you. You know, it's time for her to catch a break.
At the very least, Hannah could have said, "Fine, I'll take the house and all, but I'll work for you." That's the thing I would have. I can understand like somebody giving me a house and all that. That is a bit much. And she has like what, $2 or $5 million in Catherine's will. So if she dies, she gets that money. I can understand Hannah being hesitant, but dang, you need to learn when to take what you can get because you have nothing. This is your friend. So yeah, you can work with her because number one, you're a damn good maid. Like she didn't make you the head of the, staff at her old house for nothing. I mean, one could argue that it's because, you helped me through my cancer and this and that, but still. Hey, can you hear me?
Hear me?
Yeah.
I think she'll eventually go back and work for Catherine. I just think she's gonna drag it out because let's be on drag out on the show. But I think she's probably gonna end up going back and working for her.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's just like I can understand back in season 2 when she didn't want to go back and work for Catherine because it was still too soon after well, you didn't tell me the truth about Wyatt hitting Benny. That makes sense. Situation, I don't know why she's not going back aside from just pride. Hello? Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Hello?
I can't hear you.
Give me a second. Now? Hello? Can you hear me now?